And something that I think now is extremely cool, right? And again, we're trying to think through what is the data aspect that we can do that's very easy, that's going to 10 to 20x anybody using Excel spreadsheets or Google Sheets that we can give you instantly. And I think scoring the form on the macro is one of these, right? So we take the form that we did, and again, this is your overall contact center, and we look at each specific question and then the percentage of how they were scored, right? So to look at things like, did the agent, and again, remember, this is all dummy data, so it's going to be a little off, but I think it proves the point, right? Did the agent thank the customer for calling? If you see 46.5% of the time it's no, right, you probably have an issue, right, with something in your contact center, at least at the early part of the call, right? So you can use this for sales aspects, for any retention that maybe somebody's not doing, if they're not doing any cross-sell, upsell, to get the snapshot of what is happening in your contact center by the questions and what we're listening for. I want to take a second here too to kind of go deeper into this. We're really good at agent behaviors, but again, I said we're not an analytics company, but I think one of the cool things is we're pulling some analytic type data, right? So not only when a customer comes to me, he's like, hey, Tom, here's our form. I'm like, this is great. Let's build out your form. Let me ask you this though. What are the other marketing? What are the other operations? What are the other types of questions that you want? Do you want to know retention questions? Why a customer's canceling? At the end of the day, all OttoQA platforms are doing is we're asking questions of data, right? So it doesn't matter what data. Our data source is just a transcript. So, we have a customer, which I think is an unbelievably awesome use case. They're actually our longest customer that we've had. I'm not saying that they don't care about their agent, but for Otto's sake, they're not using it for agent behavior. They're just using it for their cancel. So the first question of their form is this a true cancel call? And if it's yes, then we listen for 8 or 9 reasons why somebody could be canceling. Let's just take one that says, can't afford it or just can't afford it. Then we look down at the can't afford, and there could be multiple things. Products too expensive. I lost my job. All of these other data points that you can't get just from a disposition from an agent that we can now listen for, and we can score. You can pull all that data to give, if you're a BPO, to give your customer a ton of different insights. Analytics is great, but keyword bubbles and trends are one thing, but to almost get AI disposition data, right, is a whole nother level of how cool this thing could be, right? And the amount of information and the amount of data that you can utilize extremely easy at the click of a button. And again, remember, if you're using Excel spreadsheets, Google Sheets, you don't have any of this data. You just have an Excel form. Right? You can't pull this data off. And we're doing this it's going to be less expensive than what you're doing using Excel, right? So again, I think it's a no-brainer, especially for the smaller contact center, using kind of just the basic tools.